I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano, and that's it.
We've gone from 2 to 4, back to 2.
Yes.
But yeah, you know what? We're here. We're going to talk a little bit Hollywood news, and then we're going to review, for a long time, and maybe still,
Right.
my favorite superhero movie of all time. It's up there.
It's,
Spider-Man! That's right. 2.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, no.
It's hard to count Infinity War and Endgame when you've got so many awesome things happening, but when you talk about just a single superheroes movie,
Right.
hard to beat this movie.
It's true.
Hard to beat this movie.
I mean, this was my favorite movie when it came out.
Yep.
Still one of my favorite movies. I think it was my favorite movie for 4 years until The Dark Knight came out, you know?
Yeah, Dark
But
Knight's
they're, you know-
definitely in the argument. Yep.
Yeah, they're both fantastic.
Yep.
And yeah, been wanting to talk about this movie for quite a while.
Speaking of fans,
Uh-huh.
have you heard about this? Have you seen this? The
No.
fan-made film, Spider-Man Lotus.
Yes.
Was this something you were going to talk about tonight?
Not really.
Because now there's controversy around it. So it was like, they had like $100,000 budget.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not really sure how they make these movies and broadcast them. I guess if
Well,
you
they're
don't-
not selling. I don't think they were
Sometimes you don't
selling
sell
it.
anything.
Yeah.
This is a pretty. Did you watch any of it? Like it's
Yeah, but it's been a long time.
the production value is not bad.
Isn't it? It's or is this
This just came out today.
Oh, it just came out?
Yeah.
Oh, then no, I have not seen it. I guess I was thinking about something else.
Yeah, this one I believe they finally put it out today because there was some controversy because
August 11th.
2 days ago. Yeah.
Controversy because
The director and star of the movie may be in trouble with. I don't know. I want to like know it before I say something wrong.
well,
but
the director and star are two different people.
yeah, I'm saying it's two different people.
Okay.
Um,
They're both or just one of them's in trouble.
no, apparently they had like an IM or DM back and forth like about young girls.
Oh,
something like
God.
that. Yeah.
Peter Parker, who's struggling to recover from the loss of Gwen Stacy and contemplating hanging up the suit for good until he receives a letter from a terminally ill child.
Sorry, not kid. Racist.
Child.
It was racist posts.
Requesting that Spider-Man pay him a visit before he passes away. Oh, so it's just like racist stuff.
Racist stuff back and forth. So that's why there was
Okay.
controversy.
Right.
But I watched the first 5 minutes and I was like, wow, for fans, this isn't bad. The
Well,
graphics.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're aspiring, movie directors and actors, right? So
sure.
That's
But
interesting.
I heard I heard it was very depressing. Like it's like one of those Spider-Man's depressed.
It sure
or
seems
the
like
superheroes depressed kind of
It
movie.
sure seems like it, yeah. I mean, but that tracks with Spider-Man,
But
generally.
Gwen Stacy's in it and MJ. I believe MJ's with
Gwen Stacy's, I guess it's, the Goblin, there he is. That's that's just a mask. I mean, it's got a 4 out of 10 rating on IMDb.
Okay.
So I don't know how great
Right.
it is, but yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah,
Why
definitely
not?
mixed reviews, but I think MJ's with Harry. And
It says Gwen's dead, so I guess she appears in flashbacks.
okay. Yeah, again, I haven't really seen.
Oh, there he is at Gwen's grave. Yeah, just looking at a little trailer without sound, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
I doubt it's as good as Spider-Man 2.
No, I don't.
I'm not willing to say that yet.
Right.
But no.
Right. Reserved to judgment until you see it all.
Yeah. So it was great. I actually watched Spider-Man 2 with my son tonight.
Nice.
That was the first time that he saw it, and he loved it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. There's a chance that I showed this to him when he was like 4.
Right.
But,
How much can you
neither of us probably, remember. He certainly didn't remember the movie. So,
Yeah.
it's at least it's been a while, but he loved it. He said 10 out of 10. And I was like, yes, I agree. And then we did a double high five for 10.
You want to see your hero, it's kind of nice because there's a lot of pressure and a lot of, all of this, the pressure to perform, be the hero and everything. And then he's like, you know what? It's too much. I'm done.
Right.
Because a lot of us have probably been there with anxiety and pressure in our lives.
Yeah.
Imagine you're Spider-Man.
Of course.
And I don't know, in this world,
Uh-huh.
Are there other superheroes we just haven't met them? Do you believe that in every superhero world, like other superheroes exist, we just haven't like met them, or it's an isolated?
I mean, they make
universe?
subtle jokes as if there are.
In this movie,
yes, there is.
Doctor Strange. Oh, that's taken.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of comes and goes, and you're like,
But I would say no. Certainly
For the
not in New
most
York. Certainly not in New York, where a lot of them exist.
yeah,
There's no
but
X-Men.
but in this
there's
universe,
no Doctor Strange.
I'm saying, are they just somewhere else where they haven't been discovered yet?
I would say no.
No,
It
okay.
feels like an. Oh, I mean, just in my opinion, it feels like a no.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I agree, but it's just kind of
like
funny.
in the Dark Knight trilogy, there was no one else, putting on a mask and fighting criminals in the whole world.
Right. Well, there were plenty of them. Those Batman wannabes.
Sure. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
You mean it's not like Batman Forever, where he's like, well, the circus must be halfway into Metropolis by now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wink, wink.
Huh?
Well, and then even Batman and Robin, the first line is, "This is why Superman works alone."
Right. That's right. That's
It's
right.
like, Jesus. Why? Because he had a sidekick that wanted to drive his car.
Right.
That's so stupid. But yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, we're going to review the whole movie from start to finish, all of our favorite scenes, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
But first, we have to thank some new patrons, brand spanking new, never before signed up at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. So thank you to AM, which is my least favorite time of the day. I'm not a morning person, but thank you, AM. Could stand for something else. And then thank you for Alexander Jeffrey, two brand new patrons on the Hollywood Hogwash Patreon. It's only $3 a month. You can cancel anytime. I just dropped. We did the hottest 90s crush bracket.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. It
we
got
crushed
heated.
It got heated.
As always, people get angry.
We can argue opinions. You can argue opinions about whose pizza's better. We don't care.
Right.
But don't you dare tell me that I'm wrong.
Right.
About how a girl looks and my crush. So yeah, things got a little crazy.
Yes.
I think we're gonna get a lot of emails, a lot of mail. Like look for mail in your mailbox this week. Mail about some of the choices that were made. But we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. So go sign up now, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Let's get to the news and rumors. So despite what Gal Gadot recently said,
Yeah.
Variety reports that James Gunn and Peter Safran, the two co-CEOs of the DCU, universe.
Is that what they call them?
Yes.
The CEOs of the
yeah.
DCEU? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Variety's reporting that they do not have any plans for a third Wonder Woman movie, which is interesting. That could just mean not right now. But if she's going to hang on, if she's staying like James Gunn said she is, then I would imagine that they would at some point, right?
She's been the only good thing about this universe, really. One of the most consistent things, right? Her first movie was great.
She's fine, yeah.
Yeah, she's fine. The first movie was great.
Yeah.
Second movie was complete garbage.
Dog shit.
Yeah. And then her little pop-ups, like in Batman versus Superman, were great.
Yeah.
For her, right? I think she's a fun
that's
actress.
what she's like. She pops up in the Flash for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Later.
She shows up
And
in
then flies away.
Shazam just to go, no, he's alive.
Really?
That's all. Spoiler alert for Shazam 2. First of all, spoiler alert, it sucks. But at the end, he dies. And then they have the funeral. And then she shows up and she zaps him back to life. It was
At
so
the funeral?
fucking dumb. Yeah.
So after they embalm him.
Yes, he was embalmed. He was cremated, and then no. But yeah, we'll see where they go with that. I mean, if they did a third Wonder Woman, yeah, like the original director of the first two was like, yeah, I'm out. They're not doing this, and I imagine if they did make another one, that director and those writers would not be involved.
Hope not.
Yeah. Also, Across the Spider-Verse is now available on digital. I'm still waiting for the Steelbook. I think the Steelbook is September, but I already pre-ordered it on Best Buy.
Nice.
So I'm getting that in the mail. But yeah, it's available on digital, and people have already pointed out that they removed a bit of dialogue from the theatrical release, and people are not happy.
Why? Why would you change
It
anything?
remains
was
to
such
be
a-
known. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where they go to the one where it's the Indian Spider-Man's like Manhattan. I forgot what it was called, and he saves the cop and his daughter, and then he's like Miles is like crushed, and Gwen thinks that he's dead, and like in the theatrical version she's like no, not again, like she's panicking because she's seen Peter die before, and this not that, but it's it's Spider-Man, she's seen Spider-Man die before, and then in the digital version they showed it, and she's just like she's not really panicking, she just goes and runs to check on him, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense to remove that because it shows that she cares about Miles.
Yeah.
And she's panicking because she's been through this before.
Right.
And then apparently a big Miles monologue is cut from the movie. Like towards the end, like one of his bigger monologues at the end of the film is cut. Just seems weird.
Yeah.
It's like no one was criticizing this movie.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it.
Right.
I don't know why. We heard that like the theatrical version had like subtle things that were like kind of different, but nothing major. This seems major.
Some
So it's
big
just
time
kind of
stuff.
odd.
Yeah. That's weird.
Very
And I'm
weird.
not sure why, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know their decisions of execs.
Right. Also, in an interview with Total Film, the director of the Marvels movie, Nia DaCosta, said she believes that superhero fatigue does exist. However, she says the biggest difference from the other MCU movies to date is that the Marvels is really wacky and silly.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I don't want to see from my, you know what's also wacky and silly?
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Very wacky, silly.
But like, also, there's plenty of the MCU films that are wacky.
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder, wacky and silly. Ant-Man 3, wacky and silly.
Right.
Even Thor Ragnarok is wacky and silly in a good way.
Right.
There's plenty of MCU movies that, like, stop. You really think your movie's going to be that original? Most of the MCU movies are very similar, and they all kind of run together. Then you have James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy, and those all feel really separate from the other ones.
Yep.
Then you have Endgame and Infinity War, and like, but for the most part, MCU movies are all kind of the same. They all have quippy jokes,
It's true.
and so I just don't know what she means. How it's going to be original. We see the trailers. It looks like it's every other Marvel movie,
Right.
like every other mid
Every
Marvel movie where it's
mid-Mar-
like, yeah, this was okay,
Yeah.
nothing special.
Right.
Is Nick Fury a Skrull? I don't fucking know.
Who cares?
Who cares?
No, I mean, Captain Marvel was like that, the first one.
Yeah,
It was like,
very mid.
okay.
I really don't remember anything from that movie other than she crashed into a blockbuster.
How many Marvel movies that you liked have you
Yeah.
seen a second time?
That I kind of liked, or
Yeah.
what? Not much.
No, I'm saying like
I
when
have
you
to love them.
let me say it differently. So when you love them, you see them again.
Yes.
Did you see Captain Marvel again?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
So that's let's.
I
hope-
would say most of them I only watched once.
Yeah.
I've watched the first Iron Man a few times.
Sure.
Never watched Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3 again. Never watched Thor 1 again. I've watched Ragnarok multiple times. Love and Thunder a couple times.
Probably Civil War a couple times.
Civil War, yeah.
I've watched Captain America a couple times.
I've never watched the other Captain America movies more than once. That's just most. I mean, The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton. I do love that movie, even though most people don't.
Yep.
But there's not many. So I don't know. I don't feel like reviewing this movie when it comes out in November.
Yeah.
I'll go see it, I guess, but I'm not really.
Super excited.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah.
Moving on. So Disney Plus is reportedly joining Netflix in cracking down on password sharing starting next year. And it makes sense because they saw that it worked for Netflix.
Yeah.
I forgot what we said on the show a few weeks ago, but it was like, oh, Netflix made an extra $50 million like over the last quarter just because they were cracking down on password sharing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, shit. I guess I'm going to... Damn it. I'm going to have to call Jewel and be like, hey, our sister, Can you pay the extra $3 so I can keep
I'm
this?
sure you can. Well, it's funny because I think I have all of them again now and 2 Netflix accounts too. I think I mentioned recently.
Yeah.
Just because.
I think Disney Plus though is like it's one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah. I think I pay $10, maybe less
Right.
a month.
Yeah.
$10.99. Yeah.
And then the last thing I have was for all you King of the Hill fans, Johnny Hardwick, who voiced Dale on King of the Hill, died last week.
Oh.
He was set to reprise his role in the Hulu revival, which, I don't know if he did voice work for it yet, though.
Right.
Because I know it's in production as of right now, but that's interesting. They might have to cast someone else to play Dale. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they kill him off in the show. It's interesting. I think King of the Hill is like set 20 years in the future. So like Bobby is an adult now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Hank is an old man.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Right.
What do you have? Anything? Or
No.
Okay. So, all right, then. Now we could talk about Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
One of the best superhero movies of all time. This really is like a perfect superhero movie.
Story-wise, can
Yeah.
you beat this?
It's really good.
As far as a flow of everything?
And the fact that it's self-contained.
Yes.
He's
The
not
jokes-
saving
yeah.
he's not saving the world. All right, he's saving like half of Manhattan at the end. But it feels more self-contained like
Right. And also just again, like the character work was really, really good.
Yes.
This villain, you get it, right? Like he's
Right.
kind of controlled by something else in a way.
Yeah.
It's again, when you're one of those super elite smart people and then
Yeah.
something bad happens, it's a little scary to see what you could do with that intelligence.
Right.
And after watching his wife dies, and you see this arc of his where even at the
Yeah.
end, you're like, okay, this whole complete arc of one character happens in this movie.
It's pretty much all of Sam Raimi's villains in the Spider-Man trilogy. They're all pretty much good people.
Yeah.
Maybe like Sandman was the worst, but even then he's like, I'm not a bad guy. And it's like, well, you did some shit. But like for the most part, most of them are like good. Norman's a ruthless, corporate businessman. I get it, but it's not like he was a murderer. It wasn't until something happens to them and they become crazy. And
Yeah, right.
so yeah. I love the opening credits, which shows what happened in the first movie with
Sure.
the illustrations.
And again, great
great.
soundtrack. I love that, the theme.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun.
Yes. It's still the best Spider-Man theme,
Yep.
which, like we said last week, Danny Elfman,
He's
the best Batman theme, best
Right.
Spider-Man theme.
right.
So, yeah, right away, we have the Peter monologue again, or, to start the movie. And we see a photo of Mary Jane. He's like, she looks at me every day. Mary Jane Watson. Oh, boy. It's like, you're in college now. Come on, bro. He's go, oh, boy. And he almost crashes into his boss while staring at her picture in his fucking moped.
Yeah.
And like this movie, even Peter desperately trying to deliver some pizzas on time is so much fun.
Right.
And you're like rooting for him. You're
Yeah.
like, come on, Peter. Make that
You
$5.
You need this job.
Yeah. You need that $5 to live.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. He changes into Spider-Man to try to deliver the pizzas faster. And then we have Donnell Rawlings
Yeah.
from Chappelle's Show.
Chappelle Show. There's the first one.
He
yeah.
was only famous for like a year at that point.
right.
And probably he filmed this while, like, during the first season of Chappelle's Show.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
he sees them come out with the pizzas. And, like, when you first see this movie, you think, oh, that guy figured it out. He saw him run in the alley, and then he sees him come out as Spider-Man. But instead, and this is, they throw you off, but he goes, whoa, he stole that guy's pizzas.
That's right. That's
Fucking great.
It is really good.
Then Spider-Man saves some kids from being run over. He throws the pizza on this balcony in the meantime, and there's just this random guy that sees it, and he takes the pizza away. He even whips the pizza slice before the guy can
the
take
guy's
a bite.
taking one slice and he just
Yeah.
takes it. Yeah.
Right.
Now it's
And-
got webbing on it. Gross.
Well,
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah.
The next scene shows Peter coming out of a closet in the office building because he has to change out of the suit somewhere, I guess.
And the closet had a window, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part was a little.
Right.
Yeah.
In the Spider-Man game, like the game that came out a few years ago, when you have to go places and you turn into Peter Parker, you land on the roof and you change there.
Oh.
And then you find the roof access door, you know
Sure.
what I mean? Or you go through a vent but no, he just runs into a closet.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be comical, and it is.
Right.
He can't, fucking push the things back in the thing. And then the secretary is the woman from Bones.
Emily Deschanel.
Oh, there you go.
Her sister is Zoe Deschanel from New Girl.
Of course, they look so much
Their
alike.
eyes are the same, yeah.
Yeah. I always thought they looked alike. I never realized that they were
They're
sisters because I didn't know this woman's her name.
Right.
I just was like, oh yeah, she's from Bones.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So she's like, you're late. I'm not paying for those. I think what was he, like 2 minutes late?
And he was screwing around in the closet. He's like, how'd you think I got in here? I've been in the closet for 5 minutes, you
Right.
bitch.
Exactly.
And like, you know what's funny?
She's like, what happened? You got lost in the closet?
By the way, when I was young, I don't even know if you remember this, maybe, that was a big thing in the pizza world.
Uh-huh.
You had 30 minutes to deliver a pizza from when you ordered it or it was free. And that was a big deal. Like, so,
Right.
like when you're a young guy, like living in an apartment, you're like, come on, 29 minutes. Come on.
Yeah,
And then ring the doorbell. You're like, shit, there's a corporate chick. She's not even paying for it.
Oh,
like,
no.
why would she be like, I'm not paying for those?
Maybe her
15
boss was like,
pizzas."
remember, if he's fucking late. By the way, in Manhattan, there's no way that ever existed in Manhattan. How could you deliver pizzas on time there?
Yeah.
Of all the places,
Well, it's probably a pizza place on every corner, maybe, but
Sure.
But still, right? It's and the pizzas are probably destroyed.
Yeah.
It's flipping them around. If you
Yeah,
do
also,
if
like-
you do this to a pizza box, you're like
Right.
fuck.
And
The cheese is everywhere.
most New York pizza places don't deliver. Like if you want
Yeah.
delivery, you got to do Pizza Hut or Papa John's or
Right.
something. But
Right.
like the pizza that tastes good, they're like,
Yeah.
no, you come here. You come pick it up.
And this
you
is-
come pick it up, pal.
Yeah, and this is Joe's Pizza, which is a famous pizza place in Manhattan. I think that was on purpose.
Yeah, I think they have all the pictures up there
Spider-Man
now.
stuff,
Like,
yeah,
hey, look,
yeah.
we're famous. So,
Well, there's many locations now, right?
oh, right. So Peter's fired from his job, and then right there, the next shot is J. Jonah Jameson firing Peter for giving him, some photos of what he says some geezers playing chess,
Right.
some pigeons in the park. He's like, what the fuck is this? So Peter gives him some Spider-Man pictures for the cover. And he's still getting ripped off. Like, Peter's at least standing up for himself now.
Yeah.
He's like, give you $200. He's like, $300. He's like, that's outrageous. Done.
Yeah.
Just- like, even then, it's still cheap.
Right. Right.
And then he goes to
And
Benny.
he's the only one that can get him. Come on, Pete. Like, realize
Right.
your worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Miss Brandt, gives her the check. He's like, yeah. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
No, I already paid you in advance.
Right.
So
That's
sorry.
right. Yeah.
She's like, this doesn't cover the advance I gave you. Which is like, how did that get approved? How did
She
she
did it.
approve that?
She
Yeah,
did it.
it's true.
She's
does have
liked
the-
him.
She does have the hots for him.
She does like
Find out in the third one.
Yeah.
But also, I love during that scene where Elizabeth Banks, she buzzes Jameson. She's like, "Boss, your wife's on the line. She says she lost your checkbook. Thanks for the good news."
Thanks for the good news. This is the best line
So
for
great.
me. Yeah.
Peter's also late for Dr. Connor's class, where he threatens to fail him. Literally bumps into him outside, where he drops his backpack, he drops his shit, and these kids just walk by and thwack him in the head.
Do you know who hits him in the head?
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the director. That's an old school one.
Oh my God, back in the day, are you kidding? When I would get DVDs when I was a teenager, I would watch everything. I would watch the director commentary.
Right.
Which I don't do that shit anymore, but I used to be so obsessed that I would watch the whole fucking movie with the director commentary,
Yeah.
with the stars of the film and everything.
Right.
But it's like you think he's got spider sense, right? It's funny.
Not for rolls.
There's
right?
a
What does
few
he say
times-
in the newest No Way Home, where she hits him with
Oh,
a
not
roll?
for bread.
Yeah, not for bread. She's like,
Yeah.
hey, don't you have the tingly thingy or whatever?
The tingle thing?
The
I
tingle
have
thing?
the tingle thing, just not for
Just
bread.
not for bread.
Yeah. There's a few times in various cartoons where he's at college and like these guys pick a fight, and at first he's like, kicking their ass, and they're like, what the fuck? And then he puts his hands down, he lets them beat him up so he can keep his,
Oh my gosh.
so they don't question, wait, is he Spider-Man? He just did 10 backflips. What the?
Well, he could know karate. I
He
mean,
just
come on.
jumped 30 feet in the air.
Yeah,
What
right.
the fuck happened?
Yeah.
So Peter goes to Aunt May's house, And he's surprised to see Harry and MJ there for his surprise birthday party, which
Hey-oo.
he didn't even know it was his fucking birthday.
Yeah.
This fucking guy.
I mean, he's just too busy fighting crime.
His life is chaos. So Harry's still obsessed about Spider-Man. He asked Peter, if you knew who he was, would you tell me? But Peter doesn't answer. And we kind of like figure that in the past 2 years, they haven't really hung out much because of this divide that they have with Harry's obsession.
Yeah, the timeline is interesting, right? Because we know it's been 2 years since Uncle Ben died,
Yeah.
and they were in high school.
Yes.
So at 20 years old, Franco's running this corporation.
He was
At
in the
20?
will. He was in the will.
But I mean, like, he goes from like, duh, take my test from me, Peter, to like a nice suit and like running things.
like,
we're getting the Nobel.
Tobey Maguire and MJ look like they haven't aged a day.
Right.
And James Franco looks like he aged 20 years from the first movie.
At least 12, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
like, but that, it makes sense. He's got the long hair now, and he's dressing up. He thinks he's a hotshot businessman. It's great.
Yeah.
Then Peter notices that May's behind on her bills. She gives him $20 for his birthday, and he tries to turn it down, but she freaks out. She's like, "No, yes, you can take this.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, it's not much."
Yeah.
And
Everyone's got an aunt or a grandma that's done that, right? Where you're like, no, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is all I have.
Right.
I'd rather pay you this money and lose my home
Yeah.
than keep my dignity.
Yes.
Old people.
And then, he goes outside to take out the trash like he always does. And, MJ goes out there too. And
That's where they always are.
she tells Peter, I like...
Eat by the trash.
Yes. Yeah. Well, her dad always told her, you're trash.
Yeah.
You're always going to be trash, just like your mother. Ugh. She's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So she tells Peter, I like seeing you tonight. And he says, oh boy, yeah. And that's just, again, that's like my one thing about these two movies where it's just like, they just talk like they're 5 years old.
He kind of is, though, in a weird way. First of all, he's 19 or 20.
Yeah,
Second of all, he's never touched a woman.
it's true.
He got these powers when he was a teenager.
Yeah,
He's young for his age.
I know.
He could beat up a bad guy.
I know.
Take a bullet.
I know.
But, girls. I'll tell you right now, announce to the world, I did not have sex till I was in college.
Uh-huh.
That was my game. I feel for him.
Oh boy, yeah.
That was oh boy, yeah. Good.
No, Jesus.
Ha! Found out years later, our next door neighbor was super into me, and I was super into her. Never made a move.
Right.
That was probably me. Hi, Joe. And just run the other.
So he says the oh boy, yeah, but then he backs off.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you want to say something? And he says, I was wondering if you're still in the village, which apparently was an inside joke because she was in the village.
Oh.
The M.
Really?
Night Shyamalan movie.
That was before this?
It was the same year. Yeah. So then MJ tells Peter she has a boyfriend, and he's obviously jealous. But he still doesn't, he's like, that's good. Companionship,
No,
yeah.
he's like, I can't be with you. I have a boyfriend.
Right.
I want you to be alone forever like
See,
me.
it's like the little kid who you don't want the toy until someone else has it.
Right.
It's a terrible way to how he looks at women. Also, Peter's landlord is awesome. Mr. Dickovich.
Oh my God, yeah.
Hi, what's hi? Can I spend it?
Rent?
And then,
Elia Baskin. He's been in so many
Yes.
things. And then when he says he has the eyes of a rat, he makes that face. I'm like, he looks like a rat.
Yeah.
Very rat-like, sir. Great acting.
Yeah. Peter's like a rat, and eyes like a rodent.
Yeah. Oh, eyes like, yeah.
And he says, Peter's like, oh, I promise I'll pay. If promises were crackers, my daughter would be fat.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, Peter tries to use the bathroom, but the landlord walks in first, closes the door, but then opens and goes, rent? And then Peter shuts the door again. A lot of funny scenes like that.
Yeah.
Then Peter meets his hero, Otto Octavius, who's working on his renewable energy project.
Yeah.
And Otto's has a lot of faith in it, but Peter has his doubts. He's even like, you sure that this won't happen? He's like, no, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But, Peter's smarter, I guess.
Yeah. Of course.
And then Otto teases what ends up happening to Peter because Otto's wife asks Peter, do you have a girlfriend? He's like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, maybe it's a secret love. And Otto tells Peter, love should never be a secret. If you keep something like love inside you, it can make you sick.
There's a lot of There's a lot of messaging in these movies.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious. But I think
Right.
that they deliver it in a nice way to where
They
it's
do.
like it makes sense for them to have said that.
Yeah.
But it's very obvious type of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. Was when they went to the landlord scene, was he playing cards yet? Was it that scene?
Yeah.
Playing poker?
Yeah.
So in there was Louis Lombardi, Skip from The Sopranos. He's the guy with the lisp. He was also in The Animal with Rob Schneider. Just another little cameo where I was like, oh, I know who that is.
Skip?
Yeah, he played Skip for like
in The
one or
Sopranos?
2 seasons. Yeah. He has
Okay.
a really bad lisp and it's kind of a high voice.
All right.
Yeah. Louis Lombardi. He was also in 24. Again, he was Rob Schneider's best friend in.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice him in
He
there.
was right behind. He was in the
That's
far
funny.
background.
Right.
That's got to be extra work.
Yeah.
You don't think he was hired to
Unless
just
he
not say
had a
anything.
line, but
Yeah.
then they cut it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that famous, though. Yeah.
Not even now, right? But I just, again, one of the ones I recognized was like, hey, that's somebody.
Right.
That's literally, there's so many of these people that are either not saying anything, so it's extra work,
Yeah.
that are famous later or
Right.
in some capacity, or have a single line.
Yeah, he was already on Sopranos
Right.
by Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like Emily Deschanel, like that's a one-liner for someone who goes on to be very famous.
for
you know?
sure. Peter then goes to the laundromat, washes his clothes, and he mixed the Spider-Man suit with his whites. So now all of his clothes
He's kind of dumb for a
are
genius.
red and blue. And then later in Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield, they reference that moment because he's taking his laundry.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is taking his laundry, and Aunt May's trying to get it, Sally Field.
Right.
And he's like not letting her because the suit's in there. And she's like, let me do your laundry. He's like, no, I got it. She goes, last time you did the laundry, you made everything red and blue. And he goes, I was washing the American flag. She's like, nobody washes the flag.
Right.
So I thought it was cool that they referenced that
Yep.
later. So Peter puts on the suit and puts on a suit. He only has 2 things in his closet.
Yeah.
A suit and the Spider-Man suit.
Right.
So he heads to MJ's play on his little moped. It's funny how, like, I guess he's got to keep up appearances, but it's like you could just swing to the play and then tell you took a cab or some shit.
Come on.
But he's just happy riding his moped.
Yeah, because he ends up swinging all around to help people and help
Right.
things, situations, and he still arrives and he looks fine.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, swing to the fucking play, land on the roof.
Yeah. But the shot of the car coming from behind and then he just glances and,
Oh, yeah.
fucking jumps
Greatness.
20 feet in the air to avoid it. And then these 2 kids see the whole thing.
Yep.
How'd you do that?
Yep.
You work out, eat your green vegetables. That's what my mom's always saying. I just never actually believed her.
That kid is Roshan Fagan. Hope I'm saying it right. He was on Disney Channel. He was in Ant Farm and Shake It Up. And that was during a period where like Lexi was watching it
Right.
nonstop. So yeah.
Do you know what he's credited
recognized him.
as?
No.
Miles Morales.
No way.
I'm no way. I'm just kidding.
I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like swerching him. Because I'm pretty sure it said like kid who questions something.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. That would have been great.
No, kidding me? We would have known about that for years.
So yeah, then Spider-Man saves a bunch of people for being crushed by a car. Even that shot's cool because it's like it's the car's point of view going at the people, and then it just stops.
And with silence, because Webbs would
Yeah.
probably just be like, and it would
Right.
just stop.
It's a web.
great.
Go, Spidey, go!
Yeah.
But like it's funny, those lines seem awkward and they're just like random extras saying it. But again, it's very comic booky.
Yeah.
I'm
fine with it.
It's like it's a bird, it's a plane, it's it's Superman,
Right.
stuff like that. So Spider-Man stops the bad guys. He gets to the theater, but Bruce Campbell won't let him in because he's late.
In my
sorry,
mind,
sir.
it's the same character as in Spider-Man 1. Why not? He was
Well-
announcing a pro wrestling event. Now he's like a usher at a theater.
I'm pretty much that's the consensus of everyone.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fans that have talked about it.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi might have even said something about and Bruce Campbell might have even said something about it.
Yeah.
And it holds up because it works with the Mysterio character, which he was always rumored to play.
Oh, really?
They're always saying like, no, he's playing different people because he's fucking Mysterio.
Oh.
Because then he even says, no one will be seated after the doors are closed. And he goes, it helps maintain the illusion.
Damn.
He says illusion.
Was he in 4? He was supposed to be 4? if they ever made it or something.
Well, there was a rumor, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 was going to be Vulture with John Malkovich, but there was a rumor that he was eventually going to play Mysterio.
That's amazing.
I mean, that says it right, the maintain the illusion thing. That's like obvious that Raimi was thinking of making him Mysterio at some point, which would have been amazing. That's why when we saw Multiverse of Madness, we heard Bruce Campbell, the big thing was that he was going to have like a Mysterio cameo. It's like, oh my God, please.
That's right. Yeah.
Instead, he sold pizza. What was it? Pizza, some weird food that
He was
doesn't
like
exist
homeless
here.
or something, right?
That probably exists now. No,
Yeah.
he was selling some weird pizza food that doesn't exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure someone's made it now.
Yeah, right. I've told you this in real life, but not on the podcast. I've read his book.
Yeah.
Probably the last biography I read, and it was 25 years ago.
Right.
And it was amazing because, again, his relationship with Raimi, and it kind of goes into the whole Evil Dead thing.
Yeah.
An Army of Darkness and how they
Right.
made all that.
Yes.
And how it was a zero budget, kind of slasher film and
Right.
all this. And they were just best friends from when they were kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, Peter just gives up at this point. He's waiting outside. I feel like Spider-Man could have snuck in through a vent.
I felt the same thing. Or just fucking web that guy up, man. You fucking get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm
He
fucking
comes-
Spider.
He walks out, walks back in, and says Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, come on. It's a big deal to Mary Jane, and you finally want to go.
Right.
Get your ass in there.
So after the play, MJ walks out, and she's immediately looking for Peter.
Yeah.
Like, why would she think he was just outside?
Is she looking for Peter or
She's looking for
her
Peter.
boyfriend?
No, because she was expecting him to be there. She didn't give a fuck about that guy.
And he wasn't in his seat, right?
No.
That was the part where she saw
Right,
that he
she
wasn't
saw
in
him,
his
he
seat.
wasn't there.
And that's when we saw Vanessa Ferlito, of course, from Death Proof is where we love her. But she's had several
Also
seasons
in
on
The Sopranos.
Also in The Sopranos. But she's pretty famous on NCIS now, I think.
Right,
many,
that's
many
right.
years.
She's been on
But I
there
mean,
forever.
the lap dance in Death Proof.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love her. Big fan.
And like she's looking for, so MJ's looking for Peter. Peter's across the street staring at her.
Yeah.
And then MJ's boyfriend shows up and they kiss and, Peter feels like shit. And then some cop cars go by and he follows the cop cars. And Spidey's swinging and he's thwipping. But then all of a sudden, nothing comes out.
That's where it starts.
And he falls. And he really falls.
Yeah.
I guess when you're Spider-Man, like you also won't die if you fall 100 feet.
Well, I mean, he's a superhero. He's stronger than the average. If a spider
Right.
fell 100 feet, probably wouldn't die.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
I don't know. But, he's strong. Of course he's strong.
Right, I know. So he takes off his mask. He still can't thwip. And his sight's going bad now. He's freaking out. So the next scene, we see him in an elevator
So great.
with Hal Sparks?
Yeah.
I think Hal Sparks.
And this guy, I thought he was more famous. He looks incredible.
Well, at that time, he had a few small roles.
Yeah,
He
Hal
was in
Sparks.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
He had a lot of, and then I also remember him for the those VH1 I Love the 90s. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
He was all over those.
The VJ, he would comment on stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like
He's in Grey's Anatomy.
those I Love the 90s things were like in the early 2000s. It's like it just ended.
I know.
It feels like it would be better to do it now because it
Right.
was so long ago.
Yeah, right.
Rather than like 90s just ended. Let's make a new show. I Love the 90s.
Yeah.
Where we remember what just happened.
Remember yesterday?
But I watched all of those still. And they
Yeah.
had the I Love the 80s. Yeah. Oh, I think it was
A lot of bit roles for this guy, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's like, cool Spidey outfit. Thanks. Where'd you get it? I made it. Looks uncomfortable. It gets kind of itchy. And it rides up in the crotch a little bit too.
Yeah.
He's just looking at him like, what the fuck? And then Peter walks by hundreds of posters of Mary Jane. Wouldn't they just put one big one?
They do that in New York sometimes.
Or just rip the
they'll
poster and take it
wallpaper it
with
so
you?
that you have to see it and you have to look at it.
Right. The next day, Peter calls MJ from a payphone, but she doesn't answer. So he leaves her a voicemail, but he runs out of money. So then he pretends to tell her that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, she walks in her apartment.
Yeah, as
starts
he's leaving the
listening,
voicemail.
But
yeah.
she's such a bitch in these movies. Her character, she really is. She's like, get it, whatever.
Yeah. So then Peter goes to Otto's demonstration, and that's where we see the 4 extra arms for the first time.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I know they're trying to harness the power of the sun or sustainable energy.
Yeah.
But they fly past this AI arms. I control these mechanical arms things. Like, oh, and I made these arms. All right, now the sun. Well, hold on. You could probably win some Nobel prizes from those arms.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it like sucks into his spine. Everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's an incredible discovery.
He's like, well,
Huge breakthrough.
I made this incredibly easy to break chip on the back of my neck.
It's like a Fisher-Price plastic.
Look, it's easy to break. I'm just saying.
And if this little thing breaks, they control my mind.
If this breaks, you're all dead.
And everyone just assumes that AI is, evil. It's always going to be evil.
Right.
AI is going to think, well, we should kill the humans.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they're evil.
Also, no precautions. He knows what could go wrong, but he's like, no, leave your watches on. Any, metal you have, that's fine.
Yeah. And when they were when he was with Peter for dinner or whatever, like a few nights back, like Peter's like, this seems dangerous.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid kid.
And that's basically what he says.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get it? You're still a virgin? You gonna tell me how to run my shit? Yeah, okay. Go read her poetry, you fucking nerd.
That also, like, I know he's
You
going...
fed her poetry, you said? No, that was a lie. I whipped my balls out.
Yeah, duh. Like, Peter's just going back and forth in his head about the struggle with MJ.
Yeah.
But you think his mind is made up that he can't be with her to protect her.
Right.
Yet Doc Ock is like, go get some poetry. And the next scene, he's got all these books of poetry.
Yeah, he's
toying.
like a Shakespearean, like, tortured soul.
That's basically...
Like, I want to
let me
tell
learn
you...
poetry so if the world's about to end, I can win you back.
Right. So yeah, the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. It's the fusion reaction's going great at first, but then it just goes horribly wrong. Won't stabilize.
Quickly. Yeah.
Everyone's in danger. Spider-Man saves Harry's life, but Harry tells him this doesn't change anything.
Yeah, that's a do it, Harry. Come on.
And then Spider-Man tries to turn it off, but Otto has one of the arms hit Spider-Man to stop him.
And that was Otto's
That was
choice.
Otto.
It's like, dude,
And
this is getting out of hand. Clearly,
Otto's-
you should know to unplug this thing.
Otto's selfishness
Yeah.
causes his wife to die.
Yeah.
Because he was going to turn it off, didn't, and then his wife dies.
Yep. I didn't write her down, but she was on like General Hospital for many, many years and has an
really?
Emmy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For General Hospital?
I think so, yeah.
So
Daytime-
wait, so the
daytime
Emmys
Emmy.
do, all right, best acting in a shitty daytime soap opera show?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Best worst actor?
Do you know who Susan Lucci is?
No.
Does that name ring a bell?
Not really.
She was on, I think, gosh, now this is going a little bit before my time, either Days of Our Lives or General Hospital, One Life to Live, one of those three. And she was nominated like for 8 or 9 straight years for the daytime Emmys and never won. So she became kind of famous for never winning, even though she was always nominated. I think they finally
funny.
gave her one at the end of her career, but anyway,
Right.
yeah, the daytime Emmys.
Here's your award for your shitty acting
Right.
in a shitty show.
Also, in that whole scene, Daniel Kim, who's famous from Lost, later on Lost and Divergent, he was like the guy with the clipboard that's like,
Oh,
everything's
okay.
good here, Doc.
Right, yeah.
Like his little assistant.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then Otto passes out from being electrocuted, and Spidey pulls the plug, and the chip that makes Otto control the arms was fried.
Yep.
So then Otto's taken to the hospital,
Oh, this is great.
and apparently this was originally going to be like just a test. Like I read in the trivia that like they were just like, hey, let's just film some shit just to see what it looks like with the arms, and then it was so good they were like, well, I guess we're putting it in the movie then.
It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
I know.
Because it's Sam Raimi doing his thing.
Right,
He made a
that's-
horror film inside of a Spider-Man film.
That's what's unique about Sam Raimi superhero movies is they have an element of horror.
Yeah.
The 3 Spider-Man movies, Multiverse of Madness has horror in it. You know, they make
100%.
They make Wanda terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, super scary.
So we have ourselves an Evil Dead scene,
Yeah.
complete with a chainsaw.
I know.
Evan's got a chainsaw.
So great.
Like, you know, that's what Sam Raimi does. He makes you scared of the villain.
Yeah.
You know, most superhero movies, you don't really fear the villain, like, you know, unless they're really good, but
Oh, yeah.
makes you afraid of the villain.
Yep.
And just killing all those doctors and nurses and everything. Like that one woman, her nails scraping on the floor as the arm pulls her away.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, her nails just going into the metal floor.
They said they just
So
wax
great.
the floor so that it's just wax when they're pulling her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Right. So Otto busts out of the hospital. He gives a taxi an uppercut.
Before he does that, one of the doctor with the big beard.
Yeah.
John Landis, the famous director.
Really?
Max's dad. Yeah. He did like National Lampoon's Animal House.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Blues Brothers.
Well, he had a mask on, right?
He
So
did have a
that's
mask
why
on.
you couldn't recognize
But he's
him.
credited. Yeah. Trading Places, Spies Like Us, one of our
Yeah.
favorite comedies. Coming to America. Yeah.
So yeah, Otto gets out of the hospital, uppercuts a taxi, and then he takes shelter in an abandoned building by the water.
Yeah.
And he mourns his wife for like a minute. But then the arms take over his mind and convince him to continue his research.
His work.
It was working, wasn't it?
It's too important to let it go.
I also love how the arms, like, they're talking in his head, but they're also like, they go like,
Yeah.
like the bottom
He'll
part.
do this when he's like trying to decide, should I do it? And you're like,
Even like the bottom part moves like it's a mouth. I love that.
yeah.
Back at the Daily Bugle, Jameson's assistant, which is Sam Raimi's brother,
Ted. Yep.
suggests him. He's like, "What should we name him? Dr. Octopus." Oh, it stinks.
Yeah.
Gives him a few names. That's the Doctor
Science
Strange
Squid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
That's taken. And then Jameson's like, "I got it, Dr. Octopus," and he's like, "Okay,
You're
fucking
a
asshole."
genius.
Yeah.
Well, I love
What are you
how
looking-
like
he goes, "Genius. What are you looking for? A raise?
yeah,
Get out."
yeah, like they acknowledge. Yeah, of course I stole it from you. Now get the fuck out of my office.
Right. So then Jameson hires Peter to photograph a big party for my son, the astronaut.
There's a scene there when they're in the office, right? Yeah, when Peter first walks in, and who's the assistant? You know, who's always in James's office with him.
Oh,
Not the
yeah.
assistant. He's like the co-editor or something,
Right,
right?
yeah.
That doctor's kind of semi-famous too.
Yes.
But like when he goes, that whole thing that happened with Doc Ock, and like
Yeah.
Spider-Man was there.
I
and
heard
Peter-
Spider-Man was there.
Yeah, and like Peter looks at him and he's like he knows.
Right.
That look is, I know you're fucking Spider-Man, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of the people that are gonna keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But that's the look he gives him.
It's true.
It's kind of funny.
Or like he was like, "Why didn't get any fucking pictures?"
All he cares really about is the paper. He's not a menace.
Yeah, it always seemed like he
He's
knew
always on his
something.
side too.
Right. That's true. I told you he's not a menace.
Yeah.
So then Peter takes Aunt May to the bank where Joel McHale is their banker.
That's awesome. How famous was he during this?
Not very.
Not very.
He had
Some comedy
I think
shows?
like this. I think he was doing he was doing the soup at that.
He
point.
was doing the soup. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's their banker. He tells them they can't refinance the home, and she goes, "At least we get the toaster." Actually, that's only with a deposit of $300 or more. I'm like, "Oh, right."
Oh, fuck.
And she accidentally kicks him earlier.
Yeah.
trying
She
to
goes,
kick
I'm
Peter.
doing piano lessons again.
You are?
Yeah. And then she tries to kick Peter and nails it.
Ow!
Oh.
And then you see when he gets up and walks away, he's limping.
Is he really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He grabs his leg and he limps away as
Yeah.
they transition into Dr. Octopus
That's so
showing up to rob the bank.
Oh.
Which it's funny because I've like How Did This Get Made? One of my first episodes I listened to on How Did This Get Made, that podcast was when they do Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul Scheer points out like the biggest villain in all these movies is coincidence, and like it gets worse in Spider-Man 3.
I'm sure.
But like they're at the same bank.
Yeah.
That, he goes
Yeah.
to the bank. No, it's just it's the bank.
Yeah.
There's one bank,
Of course.
and it's here.
In New York. There's one.
And he, Dr. Octopus, he rips off the
We'll get
vault
into
door.
more of those next week then, because I want to hear
my
some
God.
more of those. From,
So he rips off the vault door, and then Otto grabs the bags of gold coins. Like look, it's like
what?
Yeah, like this is like it's like the 1950s.
Yeah.
It's comic booky.
Right.
It's cartoony.
You have to have something heavy to throw at Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Here's
Bags
your change.
of coins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bags of gold coins.
All right.
That what? You give to customers?
And
And,
if-
here's your gold coin.
Yeah. What's he gonna do? Like in the black market, I need some tritium, whatever. Like, do you have gold coins? I happen to have gold coins.
He should have gotten away. I guess he did get away with some. Not that we didn't
Yeah.
see it though. But like you should have seen him take the gold coins home. He opens it and he's like, haha. It's chocolate. They're
No,
all,
I want to see him open the bag and the blue thing goes off. He's like, son of a bitch.
God damn it.
But all that cash has got to be in that bank. And yeah, he goes for the heavy gold coins.
Yeah, he gets sprayed by blue goo, and he's like, just like a fucking octopus.
Just like, right.
My God. So yeah, they're fighting. Spider-Man's webs don't work again, so Otto almost crushes his head, but then they work again.
Hey.
And he manages to escape. Actually, one thing real quick before I forget, I was remembering this when I was watching it earlier, when he talked about the arms for the fusion reactor scene, and he mentioned nanotechnology. And that's why in Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man has the nanotechnology from Tony Stark, and that's why he was able to control Doc Ock's arms.
Nice. Right.
It's really cool.
Right.
Both nanotech.
Yep.
So the cops show up, so Otto grabs Aunt May.
Of course.
Again, it's always, Aunt May or MJ that's in trouble.
And he gets thrown out of the bank by Spider-Man.
Yes.
He turns around and everyone just runs into the street to watch this fight.
Yeah.
Including Aunt May.
Yeah, you'd
Hey,
want
Aunt
to see
May,
that.
stay in the bank.
Right. She's curious.
Yeah.
So then some woman in an office building. This is where, Sam Raimi lets extras have a big moment.
Yeah.
But some woman in an office building hears a noise and the arms bust through the wall and she runs right into the camera and screams.
I love that. Very good looking girl. She was in Friends, Mona. She played Ross's girlfriend for half a season.
Oh, I know who that is. I know who that is.
Mona. Super
Yeah.
cute girlfriend. Yeah.
She also got a TV show for a little while, but it failed
Really?
miserably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stan Lee saves a woman from some falling debris. Then Otto threatens to kill Aunt May, so Spidey jumps at him, and May hits Otto with her umbrella.
Yeah.
And then May falls, but Spidey saves her and swings away as two teenage girls enter the frame.
Sure.
Remember that? Swing away, and then two teenage girls with midriff shirts or whatever.
Hey, Sam, I get it.
And May tells Spider-Man, "Oh, was I wrong about you? We sure showed him. Who do you mean we?" He's like, "Oh." She's like, "I'm the one that fucking hit him."
And you don't recognize my voice? Aunt May
Right.
practically raised me.
Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, dear. So,
Does she ever know who he is in this whole series?
No.
Never.
No. No. That's the norm, is that she never finds
Really?
out. They changed all that shit
Right.
in the Tom Holland one,
Yeah.
which, was fine.
Yeah, the way they did it was
What
great.
the fuck?
Right.
So Peter goes to the big party. He can't even get a drink or a snack. Anytime he's about to grab one, someone takes one, or
What a loser.
he thinks he gets one, but it's empty. Jameson tells Peter, get a shot of them, and get a shot of the mayor of his girlfriend. Wife.
Yeah. That was
That's a funny
he guess he
scene.
knows everything about everybody.
Yeah. So then Jameson's son walks out with Mary Jane on his shoulder to the shock of Peter. And later MJ tells Peter, you're nothing more to me but an empty seat. And then a drunk Harry yells and bitch slaps Peter.
Yeah.
He's like, you stole MJ from me. You stole my father's love.
And he
then
didn't
you let
steal
him
MJ.
die.
She's literally getting engaged to some other guy right now,
Yeah.
bro.
You let him die because you wouldn't turn the freak, huh? Isn't that right? Bam! And he slaps him a couple times. And then right after that, Captain Jameson tells the crowd that and Mary Jane has just agreed to marry him. So it's like, could things get any worse for Peter at this point?
No.
His best friend hates him.
Yes.
He can't be with MJ, and she's getting married.
Yep.
He's broke.
Yep.
He's failing at school.
Yeah, he's banging some skinny landlord's daughter, I'm assuming. The blonde one, I'm assuming.
No, he's not. He would never do that.
Really?
No.
She's kind of cute. All right.
Well, but yeah, it's like it's very understandable why he makes the decision that he makes after this. So Peter goes for a swing after the party, but his webs fail again. He can't climb the walls, and again he's losing his sight. So he goes to the doctor the next day, kind of like a clown doctor.
Yeah.
He's got like a tie-dye shirt or like a yin yang. What
Yeah.
is it? It's something weird.
Right.
And he tells him, he's like, I have this dream where I'm Spider-Man, but I'm losing my powers. And the doctor tells Peter, maybe you're not supposed to be Spider-Man climbing these walls. You always have a choice, Peter. And he's like, I have a choice. And then Peter has a vision of him and Uncle Ben back in the car the last time he saw Uncle Ben alive. Before he was shot. And Peter tells Ben, I can't live your dreams anymore. I want a life of my own. I'm Spider-Man no more. And then we have the famous shot from the comics of Peter walking away with the Spider-Man suit in the trash can. One of the most iconic shots in Spider-Man history.
Right.
And then raindrops keep falling on my head.
And this is great too.
Because
his life gets better.
Too big for
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the best part about this.
Right.
Is for like a little short time in this movie, he's in school, he's doing well.
He's his old super nerd again.
Yes, and
His
he's comfortable.
Super nerd self.
That's where he's comfortable.
Couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
He sees the cops running one way. He takes a bite of his hot dog and walks the other way.
There's one part though.
He goes to class.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the smart ass.
Yeah.
He answers Dr. Con. Dr. Connor's like, please, no one's passing.
Yeah.
Everyone's stupid, but Peter.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Then he like walks by an alleyway. I don't know if it's during this little montage, and he sees those two guys beating the living shit out of a kid.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, and you're just like, all right, this is a little too like just pass through. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like, ugh, like they're beating them up pretty good.
Right. Nothing's worrying. Even the part where they just like freeze the shot. Like that's just like
From
clever.
like an 80s sitcom.
That's just like the editor going like, let me try something.
Yeah.
And then it worked beautifully.
Yeah.
Like everyone cracked up when the freeze frame in that moment. It was
Right.
so good. So then after that, Mary Jane is shocked to see Peter at her play. And she briefly forgets her lines.
Yeah.
Very cute little scene with her.
Right. They're yelling off stage.
She's so happy. Yeah.
I am glad.
Are you glad to hear it?
Right.
I am glad.
I am glad.
So after the play, Peter tells MJ, I'm not an empty seat anymore. I'm different. Punch me, I bleed. And she's like, yeah, okay, buddy.
Right.
She punches him in the face.
She's wanted him for how long? And he's finally like, okay, I'm ready. I'm not
Yeah,
fucked up anymore.
Right. By the way, anyone who knows women, if you turn them down once, they hate you forever.
Well, kind of, yeah.
If they really like offer it up and you say no, it's like, okay, you had your chance. Yeah. So she rejects him, but she does say you are different before she leaves. Meanwhile, some guy finds Spider-Man's suit, brings it to Jameson, and he gives the guy $100.
Yeah.
$100.
I could get 50 on eBay.
He offers him 50. He goes, I can get more than that on eBay.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, 100 and throw in a bar of soap.
So good.
Which apparently they had a few Spider-Man suits stolen from the set.
And they
Sold for 50 grand. So yeah, you can get more on eBay.
a lot more.
He should have,
You fool.
that homeless guy, he should have opened an eBay account.
Yeah.
Which that was like a topical joke because eBay just started not too long ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then some girl, this is the scene you were mentioning because two girls walk by Peter and they're checking him out.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, but when he was super nerd, he was never getting any women looking at him.
But he's still kind of Spider-Man-ish. Like he's got the nice body.
I guess.
I don't know.
But yeah, he sees some kid getting beaten up and he walks away. He feels terrible, but he walks away.
Yeah.
Then Peter and May visit Uncle Ben's grave. And then back home, Peter tells May that he's responsible for Uncle Ben's death.
I don't love the way they did this. Like he's not responsible. He didn't shoot Uncle Ben. He just told Uncle Ben I'll be at the library and then he wasn't back right away.
That's not what it is. It's you let the guy escape.
But he says I could have stopped him. Why didn't Aunt May go, well, did he have a gun? I mean, you probably couldn't have really stopped him.
But yeah, he could have.
Yeah.
We all know he could have stopped them.
Yeah.
It's his guilt.
It's his guilt.
If you could have stopped,
I just didn't like how
you
Aunt
had
May
the
got
chance
mad.
to stop your father's killer and you didn't.
But you didn't know he was going to kill your father.
Sure, but you're still gonna feel guilty.
No, of course he feels guilty. Of course he should.
Yeah.
I just don't like how Aunt May got mad at him. Like, it's all your fault, you piece of shit.
Well,
You know what I mean?
if he didn't lie, if he was at the library, maybe he would have come back on time.
Yeah, maybe.
He was waiting there a while.
Well, of course. Those, yeah.
But then you come to find in the third movie that
It
it
didn't.
wasn't his fault at all, which changes everything about the whole Spider-Man lore and everything, and it ruins the whole trilogy. Anyways,
Right.
we'll get to that next week. The anger will come next week
Oh, God.
when they ruin every character.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
So yeah, May rejects Peter's hand. She runs up the stairs. She's pissed at him. Meanwhile, Otto has rebuilt his machine after ordering the parts from Amazon. This is what actually made Jeff Bezos rich. This is Amazon just started. A few people knew about it. And then Otto was researching. He was like, hey, can you deliver all this shit to this abandoned building by the water?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Also, must accept gold.
Gold coin. Do you take gold coin?
Yes. I'll pay double. I
Yeah.
guess we'll try it. Sure.
And then he paid him with the gold. And he was like, oh, I got a great idea. Crypto.
Yeah.
With all these fake coins.
Right.
So Otto visits Harry and threatens to kill him unless he gives him more of the tritium. And Harry tells Otto he'll give him more if he brings him Spider-Man.
Dead.
Now, right
no, wait,
before
not
this-
dead. Alive.
Right before this, Otto's hanging Harry over the fucking ledge. Give me the tritium or I'm going to drop you. Okay. Give me Spider-Man. No, I'm going to hang you over this ledge. Give me the tritium. Okay, I'll give you the tritium.
Sure.
Could have done that.
But if he's the only guy who can get it, so if he lets, like, that's also like, good, drop me. You're never going to get your. I think he
guess.
wanted it so bad. He's like, I'll do anything.
Sure.
Get me Spider-Man.
They
Fucking
should have
thing.
like shown Harry like, fuck you can drop me, I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you the fucking tritium. You can't. Oh, wait, you can help me. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, your way would have been a little better, but yeah.
So Harry tells Otto that Peter knows Spider-Man and make him tell you where he is. And then he's like, don't hurt Peter. But Otto's like already gone.
It's already gone. Nice try.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So then Peter picks up a Daily Bugle that reads, crime up 75%.
First of all, it's like this, right? Does
Spider-Man, what the fuck?
Jameson like him or not?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Spider-Man's gone. Crime's up. I thought
Right.
you said he was committing the crimes.
Well, but you still gotta. Hey, that's a good top story. Crime is up.
75%.
Go home now.
God, he's busy. No wonder he doesn't have time for anything else.
No.
He's fighting all the crime.
So Peter sees a burning building, runs inside, hears a little girl crying, and at first he's too weak to bust through the door, but then he kicks it open.
Yeah.
Finds the girl. They barely make it out alive. And the two people I hated most in this movie
Oh my God.
are the parents who are just standing outside the building, like basically listening to their daughter almost burn alive.
Yeah. What? Get in there.
Go get her.
I haven't said it
At
again
least the
today. I was
man, my
watching
God,
it.
the father. Go fucking get
I'm
your
like,
daughter.
dude, get in there.
What a piece of shit.
What are you doing? They're almost like, did you pay for the life insurance? Yes, I did. Oh, our daughter.
It's so fucked. Yeah. Come to find out, they started the fire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was.
No, same. Yeah. Well, he did it in
So-
the first movie too. And the lady's like,
Right. That's true.
It's like, get the fuck in there, lady. This is your
Yeah.
child.
So Peter feels good about himself, but then he feels guilty when he hears a firefighter say that someone else was in the building and never made it out.
Yeah.
You know, Spider-Man could have
Poor bastard.
saved him. But it was a cool scene just showing that Peter could still be a hero just as his normal self. No superpowers. Even the little girl had to help him.
Anyone can be a hero.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
That's what Bruce tells Robin in the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman can be anyone. That was the point. Even you, Officer Tim Blake, secretly Robin.
Secretly Robin.
Your real name.
All along.
Your real name is Robin. That'd be like if they're like, oh, Bruce Wayne? Wait, hold on. Oh, your real name's Batman.
Batman Wayne?
They didn't have to make it that obvious. I'm
They
just
did
saying.
not,
Like, yeah, we get it. He's Robin.
Right.
He has a different name. We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
okay.
we get it? Like, we don't get to see him train. Clearly, Bruce quit because we see him in Europe,
Oh, yeah.
a little while later. So he trains himself to become Robin,
Nightwing.
you think?
Yeah, because his backpack is Nightwing colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because Chris Nolan's like, I'm not fucking doing Robin.
Yeah.
That pussy.
A Nolan Batwing with, what's his face?
Nightwing, yeah.
Oof. Or, yeah,
That'd be-
Nightwing. Yeah.
The movie that was never made.
That actor's, I love him. He's great.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah. So yeah, Peter feels bad. Then he's contemplating what he should do, and then the landlord's daughter Ursula asks Peter. She just opens his door, and she's so awkward and nerdy. She's like, "Oh, sorry, I should have knocked," and then she leaves and knocks. And then she asks Peter, "Do you want a piece of chocolate cake?
Do you want my cake?
And a glass of milk?"
And
he
he's
accepts.
like, "You know what? I do.
He does that in the next one.
I do."
Remember the next one?
Yeah,
he does
fucks
that
her in the next one.
He fucks her
I think
hard
when he's Venom.
And
Yeah, Venom
so-
fucks.
I never understood this scene as a kid,
Yeah.
but I think because I was like, what's the point of this? Just her, she gives him some cake and that's it. I think it's because Peter was having such a shitty time. Like up until this point, it's like we said, he's getting fired. He has no money. His aunt hates him now. His friend hates him. He can't have MJ. He's losing his powers. He just needed someone to be nice to him.
Yeah.
And it kind of built him back up a little bit.
Yeah, there was a deleted scene, they say, where he's got like a gun in his mouth and she walks in. Like, what? Oh, cake. You know what? I'm going to put the gun down for 5 minutes. Let me get some of that cake.
Or he does it after she leaves. He's like, well, I had a chocolate cake before I...
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's my thinking on it. Like he just needed someone to be nice to him for a change.
I think so. Yeah.
So he got a message from Aunt May. So he goes to her and now she's moving out of the house because she can't pay for it. And May forgives Peter and she thanks him for telling her the truth.
Did she say where she was living? I forget. I'll be on the street. I'll be under
But
the bridge.
in the next movie, she just has an apartment.
I'll be under the bridge. Jesus.
So yeah, she says she forgives Peter. However, she threw all of his comic books away.
Right.
So I guess she was like, well, I've got to punish him somehow.
Look, they were worth $3 and I needed the $3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've had to blow people to keep this house lately. My goodness.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben's retirement money ran out. So then the kid helping May asks Peter, where's Spider-Man? And May gives Peter this big speech about what it means to be a hero and how everyone needs a hero like Spider-Man.
Yeah. The kid helping her. You remember his first name? Miles.
Oh, Miles. Wow.
Yeah.
So many Miles.
So
in
many
this.
Miles.
So then Peter gets on the rooftops again and he's thinking about it and he decides, hey, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. And he jumps off the roof and he falls.
I'm back.
I'm back. Ah!
My back.
Yeah. My back, which was, if you remember, he almost got replaced.
Mm-hmm.
He almost had to pull out because of back problems.
Yep.
And he was going to be replaced by Jake Gyllenhaal,
Naturally.
who later would play Mysterio.
And his brother in another movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we see MJ kiss her boyfriend the way she kissed Spider-Man because she wanted to see if it was just the way you kiss or was it and she was like, yeah, I got nothing. I feel nothing with this fuck.
And he's like,
Yeah.
I need to change my underwear. Yeah. He busted.
Wow. I just came in my pants. And then he's like, did you come too?
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
Did you feel it? Wow, I was on the what do you say? I was on the moon again.
Yeah. You up there with me? She's like, no.
She's like, God damn it.
So MJ calls Peter. They meet at a coffee shop, and she starts to tell him that she wants to be with him. But Peter takes back everything he told her.
Oh my God, Peter. These two.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And this is, if you remember, the teaser trailer was this scene. It opens like with MJ going, I'm not sure where to begin, but and then she goes, do you love me or not? He goes, I don't. Then she says, kiss me. I need to know something. Just one kiss. And they're about to kiss, but Peter's spidey sense goes off. And this is one of the coolest shots of the movie with the car coming through the window.
Oh yeah. Makes
And
no sense. We'll get to
No,
that.
he tackles MJ to avoid the car.
Yeah.
And that was and then Doc Ock walks up. That was the teaser trailer.
Oh my God.
And you're just like, what? The
Camera.
Yeah.
As he's walking up.
It was so fucking awesome.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was Doc Ock's plan? To murder Peter
Kill
Parker?
Peter Parker.
And his girlfriend.
And then ask his corpse,
Yeah.
where's Spider-Man?
Okay. Yeah. Something like that.
I guess he was counting on
I
it.
killed your friend, Spider-Man. I'm right here.
So yeah, Octopus walks in. He grabs Peter. He says, "Tell Spider-Man to meet me at the clock tower, or I'll peel the flesh off her bones." Throws Peter, And then I love how
That
he...
should have killed him.
Yeah.
The throw into a wall.
Right, yeah. He's like, I figured Peter's a tough kid,
Yeah.
born in Queens. But yeah, he throws Peter. He looks at Mary Jane, smiles at her, and then takes her with him. I like that part.
Of course.
Where he just smiles at her. And then Peter busts out of the rubble, and his vision is blurry. And he realizes he's wearing his glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes his glasses off.
I'm close. Good.
And he drops them on the ground.
Yeah.
And very dramatic, the glasses
Yeah.
break.
One little frame comes out, or one little, lens comes out of the frame.
Yeah.
Really
it was
cool
all in
stuff.
your fucking head, bro.
Yeah.
Just like the doctor said.
Fucking chicks, bro.
Fucking chicks.
Fucking chicks, man. Always in our heads, It's like, gosh.
And then
get it.
Another one of the best scenes in the movie where back at the Daily Bugle, Jameson's, he's like, oh, my son's fiance's, captured, been kidnapped by Dr. Octopus and she couldn't have been saved. And Ted Raimi's like, and Spider-Man was the only one that could have stopped Octavius.
But you ran him away.
Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it. And then you hear, and he's like, he was a thief, a criminal.
Yeah.
He stole my suit. I want Spider-Man. And like he's finally
On a
admitting
dime.
that he was a hero. And then as soon as Spider-Man's back, he
Yeah.
goes back to hating him because he knows where his bread's buttered. It's a fucking great scene.
Yep.
So Spidey meets Doc Ock at the clock tower, but they end up falling and fighting on top of a subway train, which is arguably the best fight scene in any superhero movie.
I mean, they've all of their fighting was great.
Yeah.
Like showing like how you're fighting against someone with 4 arms, their mechanical arms.
Right.
Spider-Man's webbing versus his. It's great.
Yeah.
All the fight scenes are great, and this one is obviously
When he throws Spider-Man and he goes through, I forget what it is, but he goes through like the
Part of
thing,
the clock?
like part of a bridge.
Oh, the
like when on the
bridge.
subway.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then he comes back out and he just tackles
Yeah.
Doc Ock off the subway train, and then Doc knocks him off, and he's on the street, and he's like kind of like his back is
he's like surfing.
yeah comes back there. It's so fucking good.
Yep.
And then Doc Ock had enough of this bullshit. He sabotages the train's brakes.
Yeah.
And he bails. And Peter can't see out of his mask, so he takes it off, jumps to the front of the train, and Peter shoots a bunch of webs to desperately try to stop the train. And he barely stops it in time. Awesome scene.
Yeah.
Epic scene. Peter passes out, but the passengers save him from falling.
Yeah.
They lay him down in the train. He wakes up. He realizes his mask is gone, but they tell him it's okay. And a little boy hands him his mask and says, "We won't tell nobody
We won't tell nobody.
because we're from New York.
Yeah.
This is how New Yorkers are. We come together."
Right.
So he puts his mask on, but Doc Ock comes back and yells, "He's mine!" And then Joey Diaz, there
Joey
he is.
Diaz. You want to get to him?
Yeah. Listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You ever done cocaine off a hooker's asshole? I did it, yeah. He's so fucking vile. He's so disgusting,
Yep.
but he's hilarious.
He's pretty funny.
But yeah, he's like, you want to get to him, you got to go through me.
Yeah.
And then everyone follows suit,
Yep.
but Doc Ock just easily pushes them out of the way.
Of course.
And knocks Spider-Man out. Real quick, yeah, the
Yeah,
one who
Chloe
plays
Dykstra.
Triple H
Yeah, yeah.
in the thing, she's on the subway there.
Yeah.
She's the one that goes, "Me too."
Right.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yep. That's my
She's
last
also
two.
the one that tried to get Chris Hardwick canceled.
I
and
know.
failed. When they realized she was the crazy one.
Yeah.
But did me and Eric met her in San Antonio? Did you
I was
end
there.
up, you
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
end up meeting her? Yeah, because I remember there was a video I took of her and Eric doing the DX chops.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. So Doc Ock brings Spider-Man to Harry and leaves with the tritium. Harry grabs a knife and rips off Spider-Man's mask, and he's shocked to see that it's his best friend, Peter.
Yeah.
He's like, "Spider-Man, what? I can't believe you're 22." Or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
So Peter breaks out of his restraints, tells Harry that Doc Ock has MJ, and when he does his experiment again, she'll die along with half of New York.
Yeah.
And Harry says, "Peter, you killed my father."
No.
And he's like, "We've got bigger..." No, he doesn't say that. He should have.
He should have.
He should have said, "No, I didn't. We can talk about this later,
Right.
all right?
Right.
But we got to, but he just says we have bigger things to worry about right now.
Yeah.
Please tell me where he is.
Yeah.
How would Harry know?
Didn't Harry know that his dad went crazy? Doesn't he know that?
Well, he should.
Well, yeah.
Well, there was this, like last week where he walks into the mansion and he just hears,
Right.
and he's like, Dad? He's like, oh, hey, son, what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So yeah, he should kind of know. But he didn't know he was Green Goblin. You know?
No, I guess not. Yeah.
Don't tell Harry. So he
Right.
brought him home naked.
Yeah.
So he thought, you murdered and raped my father? Peter, you raped my father? Look, Harry, we can talk about whether or not I raped or didn't rape your father, but we got bigger fish to fry, okay? MJ's missing.
And like, of course,
You gave him the tritium? You raped my dad!
the bitch you broke up with me, who gives a shit? What did you do to my father? Peter.
His
my
dick was covered in blood.
Jesus.
He has no dick. You mutilated his penis?
Oh my God.
Why? What the fuck is wrong with you? That would have been hilarious. That feels like a college humor
Right.
video that we should make tomorrow,
Maybe.
if college humor still even exists.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, the one thing I didn't get is like, why they never showed that Harry knew where Doc Ock lived, but whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
So Spidey shows up to Doc Ock's place, but he's already started the test, and Spidey and Doc Ock have a brief fight, and Doc's winning. He's about to stab Spidey, but Peter thwips up the big wire, and Doc Ock electrocutes himself again.
Yeah.
And then Peter takes off his mask, reveals himself to Otto. He tells Otto we have to destroy it, but Otto refuses, and he starts to choke Peter. And then Peter convinces Otto to destroy it by repeating what Otto told him about, the good of mankind. It's a privilege and all that. And he also repeats what May told him earlier. We have to be steady and give up the things we want most, And then Otto finally takes control. He tells his arms, listen to me now.
Yeah.
And he starts to break the machine.
He comes to, right? Like,
Yeah.
somehow.
He snaps out of it.
Parker.
Brilliant but lazy. Yeah. And then MJ sees that Peter is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
She's shocked.
Why is she shocked when earlier in the film she goes, I got to see something? She's basically saying, I'm pretty sure
Well-
you're fucking Spider-Man. Kiss me.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say shocked, but she's looking
She
at him.
kinda was.
She's looking at him. She's like, huh. Like, kind of like, I knew it.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
But then a wall almost falls on her, and we have this really tight close-up of Peter's going,
Yeah. No! Which is a famous meme now, right?
yes, because it just looks funny now.
Yeah.
And he easily saves her. It's funny. He's like, no. And then he's just like, got it.
Wait, I got it. Yeah.
Got it. And he tells her, in case we die, I've always loved you and all that. He throws the wall. He picks up MJ. He swings away as Otto drowns in the water.
Yeah.
He could have tried to save him. I don't know. But whatever.
That's a dangerous man.
Maybe he wanted to die.
Dangerous man.
Well, no way home. Then they save him.
It's true.
Like that.
But they help. Then they help
Tony Stark had a machine that cures everything.
Right.
Cures every disease and every type of madness.
Sure. Tony just hogging it for himself.
Yeah, what a great movie that was. So then, Peter makes a giant web at the top of a crane. Like this giant web, and she's just like laying on it, like super hot. It's like, I can't be with you, but can I just please fuck once? Please.
Come on.
Please.
Let me put it in.
Yeah, let me put
Look at
it
this
in.
web. It's like a fucking bed. It's like a hammock.
Exactly. Please.
You ever fuck on a hammock?
Yeah.
30 feet in the air? I have not.
And she tells him, I think I always knew who you really were. He says, that you know why we can't be together. I can't let you take that risk. Even though she was at risk in this movie.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back at the Osborne mansion, Harry hears some noises, some familiar laughter. And then he sees his father in the mirror. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this scene.
It's great.
I love it.
And it was apparently it wasn't in the script,
No.
but he showed up to set and they're like, hey,
Willem Dafoe saw that they were filming
grab that bathrobe.
and walked on the set. They even had him prank Alfred Molina, because Alfred Molina walked up and Willem Dafoe was doing one of his scenes, like when he's doing the fusion reactor thing. He's like, I'd like to thank Harry Osborn and Osborn Industries for providing it. Like he's full Norman Osborn in the scene. It's funny. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But like,
avenge me.
The thing is, like, Norman wasn't going crazy till he took the serum.
Right.
So why is Harry having these visions? He didn't take any of the serum yet. It's still a great scene, and I get it that they just did it last minute.
Yeah.
It's still a great scene. Be strong.
He could have
Harry.
been daydreaming it, right?
Well, I think it was. I don't think it was his ghost.
Yeah.
I think his mind's just going crazy.
Well, you lose a father before you're, you know what I mean?
Be strong, Harry.
Yeah.
Avenge me. And then Harry's like shaking his head no.
Yeah.
Like, avenge me! No! And then he throws the knife into the mirror. The mirror shatters and reveals a hidden room with all of the Green Goblin shit.
Yeah.
This was such an amazing scene. I was busting so many nuts for this fucking scene. I was like, oh my God, this sets up Spider-Man 3 perfectly. This movie's gonna be even better than Spider-Man 2.
I mean, for God's sakes, I can't.
It's gonna be the best movie ever.
Well, yeah.
Let's give him a snowboard.
Let's give him a snow. Well, you know, it was a glider.
Let's give
Glider
him
board, glider snowboard.
a snowboard.
We'll do that next week. Keep going.
So some time passes. It's
Yeah.
wedding day for MJ and Jameson's son. And Harry's there in a suit with a green bow tie. Did you notice the green bow tie?
I guess not.
He's got a green, it's like a dark green bow tie.
Why not?
Yeah.
A lot of movies do that.
I'm evil now.
Yeah.
But
I'm Gobby.
MJ bails, and Jameson, call Deborah. The caterer? Tell her not to open the caviar.
It's so good.
And then we see MJ running all the way to Peter's apartment in the wedding dress. I'll mention that everyone thought that was, what's his name? The Punisher. But it was just some guy that looked like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's the actor? Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane, yeah.
Because there's a scene where she's running and then like there's a guy all in black hair, and he just like glances at her, and like everyone thought that was a Punisher thing, but it was like it wasn't. It was just a guy that looked like the Punisher.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was this big rumor for a while. So she ends up at Peter's apartment. There's some corny dialogue, but the end part's what's important, and I liked it. She goes, "Isn't it about time somebody saved your life?"
Yep.
And he says, "Thank you, Mary Jane Watson." And they make out. And like, this is where you fuck. Look, I get, I'm just saying, in real life, this is where you fuck.
Right.
But it was still great because the makeout session is interrupted by sirens. And he looks at her like, what do I do? And she says, go get him, Tiger.
Which is the big line of the comics,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
All the time, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so he swings away and MJ watches out the window and she looks concerned.
Yeah.
But still, go get him, Tiger. Last line. Awesome.
And then she was like, once he leaves, then there's a deleted scene where she's like, okay, what a shithole.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I've made a huge mistake.
She pulls out her phone. It's Harry. Sup?
He's still rich, right?
Yeah.
Astronaut Harry or this.
Yeah.
And I can't
So-
tell anyone that I'm fucking Spider-Man.
Right. So we talked about last week how the movie ended and we got the hero song.
Yeah.
So this one was vindicated by Dashboard Confessional. That's the band. Vindicated. I am selfish. I am wrong. So the band Dashboard Confessional agreed to write a song for the end credits if they could have an advanced screening of the movie. The studio agreed, and after watching the film, the lead singer wrote Vindicated in 10 minutes. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
I didn't know that this song was written for the end credits. That's interesting. Like, I need a song for the end credits.
Sure.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then some more trivia. Stan Lee originally was the man who yelled he stole that guy's pizzas, but they didn't like how the shot ended up looking.
Right.
Which I feel like that was a nice way of saying they didn't like Stan Lee's acting.
He's Stan Lee.
Sure.
No matter what he does, you'll cheer it.
Right.
Anyway.
But what could have gone, the lighting was poor. I don't know.
I don't know.
So they refilmed it with Donnell Rawlings. Mentioned the Willem Dafoe stuff. I was reading that, like, in early drafts, one writer was suggested having Doc Ock be Peter's age and be in a love triangle with Mary Jane. That was just something that was in there that it was like, what the shit?
Yeah. It
So
won an
fucking
Oscar, this movie, for visual effects. And honestly, for the time, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There wasn't too many. There's a couple of like, on the train, if you pause it, it's like a cartoon, Doc Ock, whatever. But like,
Yes.
honestly, like it was done. They shot it well to where you don't see it in like the casual, you know what I mean? Without
I
slowing
think
it down.
they improved on the first movie a lot.
Yeah.
The first movie was like, oh yeah, this is like a cartoon.
Right.
Yeah, they did a lot better job in the second movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some fan questions. Reload this real quick. All right, Steve the Don Valente. Can we agree this is a contender for the greatest sequel of all time?
I like that.
Future bracket.
Ooh, there's a lot of
Yeah.
sequels out there.
That's true.
a good
But
bracket.
it would obviously be on there.
Yeah.
199 Big T. Will y'all be reviewing Gran Turismo later this month? Probably not. I think I'm going to see it though, but it's probably not something that's going
Interesting
to be.
story for sure.
It's not a big enough movie, to be a review. Not a lot of people are going to want to listen to that podcast.
Yep.
David Sagan picked two 90s crushes for a threesome, but they had to have been on the same show.
Nice.
PCJ says Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Elijah Dushku. That's pretty good.
That's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Just looking at our list here, and that's hard to beat. Same TV show.
Go check out our hottest 90s crush on patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash.
Carmen Electra and Pam Anderson, if they didn't have to be there at the same time.
That's true.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Were they both were they on the show at the same time?
I don't think so.
No. So Pam left? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
The Rizzler. Did you ever watch the Hulu show that Seth Rogen made?
What Hulu show?
About the sex tape?
No.
Seth Rogen plays
You said it was good,
the
right?
guy that stole it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And the woman that plays Pam Anderson is,
It's great.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that actress too. I went to go start it, and then I don't know. I never went back.
And Sebastian Stan is Tommy Lee.
Right.
And Jason Mantzoukas plays Tommy Lee's dick.
I'm sorry.
There's one scene where Tommy Lee's dick talks to him, and it's Jason
Like
Mantzoukas.
he's tripping balls?
He's like, "Come on, bro, you gotta bang this chick."
That's awesome.
So funny. The Rizzler, Octavius was an underrated villain. I don't know that he was underrated. I feel like everyone raved about him when
Right.
he came. And like when No Way Home, we were all excited to see him again.
Yeah, underrated is just a nice way to say he was great. So maybe that's all.
One of my favorites from the Spider-Verse in the No Way Home flick, Alfred Molina was spot on, almost like the anti-villain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Omar, I think it's fair to say that between the first two Spider-Man films, they really made Mary Jane out to be a hoa. Hey, I'm cool with it. I love tits. Terrible actress, though. Please shout out to Ashy Larry. Is Donnell Rawlings.
Yep.
And the bad motherfucker, Joey Coco Diaz.
Yep.
PCJ, I remember seeing this in theaters opening weekend. Couldn't wait to own the DVD. There's a deleted scene of J. Jonah Jameson wearing the Spider-Man suit, jumping around his office, pretending to shoot webs. Yes.
Yep.
That's the version they play on TV now.
Really?
It's Spider-Man 2.1.
And he does that in the movie?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. What part of the movie?
When he gets the suit.
Right away, I guess. They
Yeah.
do it? Yeah.
I don't know if any other if it's just to be like, yeah, oh, look, he wants to be Spider-Man. He's
Yeah,
just jealous.
of course. Right.
He says, I don't know if any other superheroes ever fought Dr. Octopus in the comics, but I always wanted to see more of Alfred Molina play that role. If we could have a standalone Dr. Octopus movie, what other Marvel superheroes would you want to see face him? My pick, obviously, would be Tony Stark. Yeah, Tony Stark.
Sure.
That'll work. Carlos Ramirez, movie/wrestling question.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest as Bane because of Latino origins. Also, do you prefer Jim Norton's comedy or Joey Diaz?
I haven't really heard a lot of Joey Diaz's comedy stand-up. Jim Norton's great. He's really good.
Yeah, I just mostly watch Joey Diaz on Joe Rogan, like when he's on Joe Rogan.
He's so fucking great. You only need two friends. That's it, right? He
Yeah.
said something like that.
Nathan Bain, can you guys review Ace Ventura 1 and 2 someday? They are my favorite movies of all time. I mean, probably.
Probably the first one for sure.
Yeah. And then Gerardo, this movie was my absolute childhood. Will always love this movie and still one of the greatest to this day. Agreed.
For sure.
Agreed. That is all for fan questions. Again, make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're viewing us. Please give us a 5-star review. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod, and become a supporter of the show at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. Go check out the hottest 90s crush bracket, and we're starting Ahsoka in a couple weeks. We're starting with it's 2 episodes in 1 week, so it's gonna be a big week for that. So yeah, go sign up, patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. And next week it's gonna get interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna get interesting because we're doing Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3.
This could be the worst event in wrestling
Movie history.
Movie history. It'll be fun, I'm sure.
Yeah. See ya.